walking into your local car dealership, excited to buy a new electric vehicle, only to find that your favorite model now costs twice as much. This is the reality many Canadians are facing due to recent government policies. In response to global trade tensions and a desire to support local industries, the Canadian government has implemented a 100% tariff on electric vehicles imported from China, including popular models from manufacturers like Tesla. This move aims to protect domestic manufacturing and encourage consumers to choose Canadian-made EVs. Additionally, the government has introduced a $10,000 incentive for purchasing electric vehicles produced within Canada, making locally manufactured cars more appealing to buyers. These initiatives reflect Canada's commitment to strengthening its economy and promoting sustainable transportation solutions. Chapter 1. The background, the state of EVs and North American trade. The auto industry is in the middle of a massive transformation, driven by the global shift towards electric vehicles. As governments and companies around the world are ramping up their efforts to meet climate goals, the competition in the electric vehicle market has never been more intense. Tesla, the pioneer of EVs, has emerged as the dominant player globally, with over 1.3 million vehicles delivered in 2022 alone, making it the top-selling EV brand in both the US and globally. In the US, the EV market share increased by 5.8% in 2022, with over 800,000 EVs sold, a significant rise from the 3% market share in 2020. In Canada, EV sales surged by 49% in 2023, reaching over 185,000 units, with Tesla's Model 3 and Model Y dominating the Canadian market. However, tensions are brewing in North America. The US and Canada have historically had a complex and integrated automotive supply chain. In fact, the US-Canada trade relationship in vehicles and auto parts is worth over $100 billion annually. But recently, trade tensions have been escalating due to political pressure on both sides of the border. If you live in Canada and are planning to buy an electric vehicle, these changes could significantly alter your purchasing options. Tesla, the most popular EV brand in Canada, may become prohibitively expensive due to the tariffs. The price of a Model 3 could rise by as much as $20,000 CAD, making it less affordable for many middle-class Canadians. This could reduce your ability to transition to a greener vehicle, keeping you reliant on more traditional gasoline-powered cars for longer. For Canadian consumers who are already feeling the pinch of rising inflation and high housing costs, this could represent an even bigger financial burden. Meanwhile, those living in rural areas where electric vehicles are becoming more viable may find fewer affordable options if Tesla's models become priced out of their reach. Chapter 2. Canada's protectionist proposal, the NDP's 100% tariff on Tesla. At the heart of this controversy is Jagmeet Singh, leader of the NDP, which, while not currently in power, holds significant sway in Canadian politics due to its position in Parliament. The NDP is proposing a 100% tariff on electric vehicles (EVs) from Tesla and other foreign manufacturers. This would effectively double the price of Tesla vehicles in Canada, creating a significant competitive disadvantage for the American automaker. Why target Tesla? Why not other US companies like Ford, GM, or Stellantis, which also produce electric vehicles in North America? The answer lies in the political calculus behind the NDP's move. The NDP argues that Canada has an opportunity to become the dominant hub for electric vehicle production, tapping into its rich mineral resources, such as lithium, cobalt, and nickel, which are critical for EV batteries. In fact, Canada is the fifth largest producer of nickel globally and has the potential to meet the growing demand for battery-grade nickel in North America. In addition, the party wants to foster local jobs in the burgeoning clean energy sector. The clean tech industry in Canada is already generating around $73 billion CAD in annual revenue and employs over 314,000 people. The NDP's vision includes creating more high-paying jobs in this sector by boosting local manufacturing and production of batteries and EVs. For consumers, the impact is more immediate and potentially negative. While the NDP's proposed tariffs would help support local manufacturing, the immediate effect will be higher prices for foreign-made EVs like Tesla. If you've been thinking about upgrading to an electric vehicle, the higher prices could delay or prevent that decision. Chapter 3. The political and economic calculations behind the 100% tariff. The proposal by the NDP isn't just about protecting the domestic market. It's part of a broader economic nationalist strategy. Canada wants to shift the balance of power in favor of local manufacturers and workers by offering $10,000 incentives for EVs that are made in Canada. This could potentially accelerate the growth of Canadian EV manufacturers such as Electromechanica, which is planning to produce the solo EV in Canada. Tesla, on the other hand, does not have any large-scale manufacturing plants in Canada. The company's operations are largely based in the US and China. As a result, Canadian consumers currently enjoy relatively low prices for Tesla vehicles, thanks to the lack of significant tariffs. However, if the NDP's proposal goes through, the costs of Tesla vehicles could skyrocket in Canada, severely limiting the company's market share. In 2021, Tesla's market share in Canada was over 50% of the total EV market, with nearly 19,200 units sold. If the tariffs go into effect, prices for the Model 3 could increase by $20,000 CAD or more, pushing the vehicle into the luxury car category, which could shrink Tesla's consumer base in Canada. Tesla's response options are limited, but there are a few possibilities. The company could build a factory in Canada to produce EVs locally, circumventing the tariffs. Another route would be for Tesla executives to lobby the Canadian government to prevent the tariff from being enacted. However, both options could be time-consuming and costly. A new Tesla Gigafactory would cost anywhere between $1 billion to $5 billion USD to construct, according to industry estimates. Chapter 4. Trade Implications. The Trump Factor. But the plot thickens when we consider Donald Trump's tariffs. Trump has previously threatened to impose 25% tariffs on foreign imports into the US, including steel and automotive parts. In 2018, Trump imposed a 25% tariff on steel and a 10% tariff on aluminum from Canada and other countries. This is still affecting the global automotive supply chain. If Trump were to impose additional tariffs on Chinese-made EV parts, Tesla's production costs would rise, potentially leading to higher car prices and lower sales. For consumers, the trade war could result in higher prices for all vehicles, especially foreign-made ones. If Trump's tariffs go into effect, the cost of American-made cars could rise significantly, making it harder for average consumers to buy new vehicles. For those living in border towns or regions where cross-border trade is common, the higher tariffs could disrupt local economies that rely on cheaper products coming from the US or Canada. This could increase the cost of living and affect everyday goods, including automobile parts, consumer electronics, and steel products. As Canada moves forward with its protectionist policies, the future of North American trade hangs in the balance. A 100% tariff on Tesla may sound like a move to protect Canadian jobs, but in reality, it could backfire by making EVs more expensive and slowing down the adoption of green technologies. Consumers could face a situation where the dream of owning an affordable electric vehicle becomes less attainable, while local job creation may take longer to materialize as the auto industry adjusts to these new tariffs. What do you think about Canada's 100% tariff proposal? Is it the right move for protecting local jobs and supporting green policies? Or is it a dangerous path that could hurt Canadian consumers and the broader EV revolution? We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Earn less. Investments will drop, and job losses will mount. Overall, the economy would shrink, leading to a weaker currency, higher borrowing costs, and a tougher business environment. A shrinking GDP means that the job market will be tighter, and businesses may stop hiring or start laying off workers. The unemployment rate will likely rise, leading to fewer opportunities for job seekers. At the same time, if the economy contracts, government spending could decrease, and public services might suffer. Additionally, higher inflation could cause your purchasing power to shrink. You may feel that the same amount of money you used to spend on groceries or daily necessities no longer stretches as far in the way we live our daily lives. From higher energy bills in Europe to potential political uncertainties affecting global supply chains, the ripple effects of these changes will touch us all in one way or another. The increasing importance of Canadian energy exports to the EU and other global markets is a clear sign that the landscape is evolving rapidly. Whether it's in the form of job creation, rising costs, or even environmental impacts, these changes are a sign of a much larger shift happening right before our eyes. The road ahead may be uncertain, but one thing is for sure: global energy partnerships are more important than ever, and they will continue to shape our world in profound ways. The world now stands at a crossroads. The decisions made today by governments, corporations, and global policymakers will determine whether this trade war propels economies towards self-sufficiency or drags them into prolonged volatility. One thing is certain: this trade war is not just a battle between two nations, it is shaping the future of global trade as we know it. So, what do you think? Is this economic confrontation a necessary step toward independence, or is it a dangerous game that could lead to long-term economic hardship? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on the latest developments in global trade, Don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis and discussions on the evolving economic landscape.